Okay, good. Okay, so welcome to the online orientation for the fall semester 2015 for the Travel Marketing Program at Los Medanos College. Here's Chris and I again. This is actually, we're going to show a couple pictures from our conference that we went to in Las Vegas with some of our students and our graduates. So that's going to be a lot of fun. These two pictures were taken there in Las Vegas. We were at the Venetian Hotel. So we're going to introduce ourselves to begin with so you know who we are. I'll start. I'm on the right, obviously. Debbie. I'm Debbie Wilson. And I have been teaching at Los Medanos College since 1998. And before that, and during that time, well, 4 years before that, or 5 years before that, I actually finished this program, which was a lot of years before it actually went online. So I went to campus and I finished, I got my certificate in travel marketing. And then I sold travel for about 10 years. During that 10 years, I came back to Los Medanos and I taught part-time in the travel marketing program. And that's when I met Chris. So Chris was there before I was, but that's, uh-oh, somebody's, thanks, I'm hearing a beep beep. Just for your information, make sure that if you're using the phone, make sure those sliders at the top are turned off or moved to the left so we don't get echoes and feedbacks. So anyway, I started teaching in 1998, but I actually sold travel as an outside agent for a local travel agency for 10 years during that time period. Now I'm teaching more. I'm not selling anymore, but I wanted to focus on teaching, and I always say that this allows me to combine three things I really love to do, and that's teaching, travel, and technology. Before I started all of this, I worked for a tech company back in Chicago, and then I transferred out here in 1980. But when my kids were born, I wanted to do something that I just enjoyed. I never thought I wasn't really planning to sell travel, but I took the travel program, and like a lot of people that have gone through our program who never intended to sell travel, they ended up selling travel. So here we are. Chris, I'll pass it over to you.
Okay, my name is Chris McGill, and I've been in the travel industry since the mid-'70s. And my passion for travel began when I lived in Australia for a year, and at that point I traveled around the South Pacific. And after that, then I also enjoyed summers just backpacking through Europe, and my love of travel just kind of began, and then I just wanted to travel everywhere. So when I got back from actually Australia, I decided to join a travel agency. And the travel agency that I joined, he had just bought an agency. He didn't know anything about travel. I didn't know anything about travel. So there we were. We were kind of getting into this business together. From then I started managing mega travel agencies. I've managed brick and mortar travel companies. I owned my own travel agency for 10 years, and I had a home-based travel business as well. My second passion has been always teaching. I spent 11 years teaching elementary grade students, and I've been teaching at LMC since probably the mid-'90s. And so I've also been able to kind of incorporate two of my loves, which is teaching and travel, and my passion for travel. And for me, it is a perfect combination because I absolutely love both. And that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
We added this slide because we decided that, you know, one of the unique parts of our program is that we're fully online. So some people might get the idea that you just operate in a vacuum and you're all by yourself all the time and you never really get to know anybody else, but that is not true. So here's the proof. Every year there's a home-based travel agent forum in Las Vegas, and usually in the summer, spring or summer. And so we've been doing this for a few years now. Chris and I go, and then some students go, students, alumni, people who've gone through the program. Now by this time, a lot of these people are selling travel. They're travel professionals. They've met each other. They're acquainted. They're friends. We are friends. So there were, this year, I think, about at least 20 people who were associated with the LMC travel program who met from different states, not just mostly from California, but not just California, who met in Las Vegas for this conference, and we had the best time and reuniting and meeting each other, and some were new students who had met, like for example, one of the people, the one on the right, she came from North Carolina and met everybody for the first time, and we just wanted to let you know that this is a very interactive program, and a lot of us do become personal friends through the program, and it is not, we don't operate in a vacuum, and it's not just you going through the program. It's you with a whole bunch of other people who are like-minded, and they love to travel, and they're interested in it, and helpful, and collaborative, and it's just a great program. Do you want to add anything, Chris?
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think that's probably one of our strengths too. I think is just being able to be kind of part of their community, And we have people. I mean, I have a student. Actually, she's a past student. She emailed me today and kind of just wanted some information and some help on something that she was working on. So it's kind of an ongoing relationship, I think, with our students. I think that's more to the point of it.
Right. And it is very personal. It becomes very personal. And even if people don't meet, they do get to know each other. And some of our students have even said, I feel as if I know the people in the travel program, even the ones I haven't met, better than the ones I've gone to class with in other programs. So I think that says a lot for our program, and we love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so and Chris mentioned that was one of our strengths, and I believe it is too. It's our program is an accredited program through there's I think 115. I always lose track. 113 or 115 California community colleges, and we are part of that system. We are the only fully online travel and tourism program in the whole California Community College system. So that's definitely a strength, we believe. We have a very current curriculum, and we offer a variety of unique certificates that are stackable. And what I mean by stackable is that if you take a course to meet the requirements for one of the certificates, and it's also a required course for another certificate, it counts for both. So most of our students are working on multiple certificates simultaneously, and the courses they take are either a required course or they count as an elective on another certificate. So most of our students are working on more than one at a time. We also pioneered online courses and certification and testing. We helped the Travel Institute actually get online and do their testing online. So we've always had a really good relationship with other professional organizations like ASTA and like the Travel Institute. And as we showed with our pictures, our online courses aren't just self-paced. They offer the opportunity for a lot of interaction and networking. And that comes in handy because there are people at different levels, and we can match you up with people and with alumni. And we'll say, if somebody has a question, we'll say, you know what, I can put you in contact with somebody who can help you answer that question, or who actually is doing that. And so we do that a lot.
Yeah.
We're also, as I mentioned, closely associated with the travel industry and other travel organizations. We are a member of ASTA, which is the American Society of Travel Agents, which I think some of you probably found us on their website, and also a member of the Travel Institute. We do use a lot of their textbooks And we have a very active advisory board with members who are seasoned travel industry professionals from a lot of the different segments of the travel industry. We have owners of travel agencies. We have past student or two. We have host agencies. We have someone who's a member who has been working for a cruise line for a long time. So we have a variety of people who are providing input all the time to our program. And this is what you just saw. We do regularly attend the Home-Based Travel Agent Forum in Las Vegas. Maybe some of you will join us next spring. And all of our instructors do have several credentials from the Travel Institute. And as you know, we've shared with you many years of experience in the industry. What we're most proud of and what we most focus on is not just learning from a book, but being able to actually apply what you're learning in real life application. You can read one of the quotes from one of our students, and we're really proud of this because she started working for a traditional travel agency in the Bay Area, and while she was working, she was taking classes. But she shared with us that some of our scenarios, some of our activities, some of the assignments we gave in our courses absolutely applied to what she was doing, what she was actually working on in the travel agency. So that's what we're striving for, something that you can take away and actually apply in a job. So here are some of our certificates. Well, these are the 3 of them. We have a skills certificate, which is 12 units. Again, they're stackable. So if you finish that certificate, then you can add to it and then finish the certificate of achievement in travel marketing. And I put state-approved certificate because that's kind of a different level in that this certificate had to be approved by the state of California. So it's a community college approved certificate. It's when you get the certificate, you have to actually apply for graduation. So it's as if you're doing your major in graduating. A lot of our students do have 4-year degrees or more. And so and some just choose to go ahead and earn their Associate of Science in Travel Marketing. Whether you already have a degree and want to apply your general education requirements to the AS degree, or whether you need to earn that degree while you're working on travel. Either one, it's possible. We do offer an AS degree in travel marketing. We also offer another couple of specialty certificates. The Cruise Travel Specialist is only 8 units, and it's basically designed to just give you the basics for selling cruises. And then we have a Home-Based Travel Specialist, which is several more units, and I'm sure a lot of you are interested in starting a home-based business, or at least exploring that. So that's what the certificate is focused on. Okay, so just briefly, the skills certificate, the first level that we talked about, is 12 units, and it can be completed in 2 semesters. It doesn't have to be by any means. So you can go slowly or you can go quickly on this. It really just depends on what kind of time you have to devote to the courses. But that is comprised of 4 required courses: Travel 72, Introduction to Travel, and we'll go over these courses a little bit later in the presentation. Travel 76, Travel Sales and Marketing, Travel 95, Advanced Travel Concept, and then 3 units of an elective, whatever, any other travel course or courses to equal 3 units. Then the Certificate of Achievement, as I mentioned, is level 2. So you can start at level 1, do all of that, and basically, in addition to the courses you've already completed in level 1, you can add to that and then get this Certificate of Achievement, which is what we actually we usually advise our students to go ahead and get the Certificate of Achievement if they're serious about working, because it's a well-rounded certificate, and it will give you a lot of skills and information and knowledge to work in the business. So in addition to the 12 units that you may have earned for your skills certificate, you can add Travel 77, which is customized vacation planning. Any destination course or courses to equal 3 units, and then any other travel courses, any electives in the travel selection, and any option that equals 4 more units. The AF degree is basically our Certificate of Achievement plus all the general education requirements. Just so you know, if you don't already have the general education and you're looking for online classes, many of those general education requirements are online, but not all of them are. So you wouldn't be able to complete the entire Associate of Science degree at Los Medanos online, if that's what you were looking to do. Because while all the travel courses are online, not all the general education are. But you can apply courses that you've already taken or that you take somewhere else. Just go and talk to counseling and do an educational plan, and they'll help you sort out which ones meet requirements. Chris, do you want to talk about the Cruise Specialist Certificate?
Sure. This is, and again, as Debbie mentioned, all of our certificates are stackable. So this particular certificate, you probably will have already taken most of these classes because it is Travel Sales and Marketing, which is our core course, and then of course the cruise class, and then Customized Vacation Planning class, which is a creating your own tours. And those units then make up that skill certificate. So it's a certificate that is easy to accomplish and complete. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, why don't you continue on with the home-based specialist certificate?
Yep. Now, this course is, this certificate is somewhat more detailed and much more focused. It's a 17-unit skill certificate, and I really suggest that you do this in 2 semesters, maybe 3, but 2 semesters, because it is a lot of units. Again, some of these classes you will have already taken. For example, the Introduction to Travel, which is our core and our basic course that everybody should take from the beginning. The Sales and Marketing class, as you saw, it was also in the Cruise certificate. It is also in this one. And then any destination course that you are interested in that we offer. Besides those, we have 2 specific home-based classes that we offer. One, and we'll be talking about this in a little bit. One is Launching Your Business, which is a basic introduction to what is a home-based business. And then the second one is the Success Factors, which is going into more details about your specific business, the legalities, the law, business planning, financial planning, all of those things, all the details that you really need to understand if you're going to be successful in opening up a business. And then from there, because your home-based business is your own business, you may find that you want to take different classes. So we don't want to be the ones to tell you. So there are some other electives that you can take. Maybe there's other destination courses that you could take, or there's some other kind of more advanced courses that you can take that Debbie will talk about, I think, a little bit later. But so there's other courses that you can take that will then help you in having a well-rounded certificate completed. And one of the courses that I was alluding to was a Travel 95, which is kind of our capstone class, and it is suggested that you take this at the end of all of your courses. I mean, it is a a course that is very, very detailed, and you really need to have the background of other classes before you take that class. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just cover this briefly because you'll hear all of this once you get into the program and you get ready to apply for travel certificates. You do apply for the different certificates for the different levels in a little bit different ways, but we'll go over that when you get ready for that. The skills certificates, which are not the state approved, but they're called our local certificates, they can be applied for anytime after you complete all of the required courses. So you don't have to apply for everything at the same time. And we'll have all that information, and we'll tell you about the applications and how you go about it. The Certificate of Achievement and the AS degree, however, they have certain deadlines because it's like it's graduating. So there's an application for graduation when you're in your last semester. You apply for graduation for either the Certificate of Achievement or the AS degree, or both, and then you send it to admissions. And there is a deadline for that. That's just a little information, but you'll get all that once you get ready to actually apply. We'll be in touch and we'll let you know what you need to do. So we have fully online courses. We're going to talk about a little bit about the individual courses now, so you get a feel for what we do offer our curriculum. The core courses for the certificate for the level 1 and 2 are for level 2 are the following. Travel 72, which is Introduction to Travel, is a basic foundation. It's kind of a survey course for travel. So we go through the first 8 chapters of the text that we use for both Travel 72 and Travel 76. And then Chris uses the latter half of the book for Travel 76. And the reason these 2 courses are in yellow is because they're offered in fall. 77 and 95 are not offered in the fall, but they will be offered in the spring. So Travel 72 will cover all the basics, the terms and concepts for the travel industry. We'll go through geography, air travel, international travel, ground transportation, accommodations, tours, and cruises. So it's a well-paced course, and you will have a text, and it'll provide a great foundation for all the rest of the courses. Chris, you want to talk about Travel 76?
Yeah, again, the sales course is a core course. And the purpose of this course is really to help you to gain a broad understanding of sales and marketing in the travel industry. Now, many of you have probably been a salesperson in your former life, but selling travel is different because it's intangible. You can't touch it, you can't feel it. You have to be able to explain in a way that somebody will want to travel or want to go on a destination or go and purchase a cruise, etc. Everyone in the travel industry in some way is involved with these 2 important business fundamentals, which is marketing and sales. And in this course, then, we really help you with the marketing issues that face travel professionals, because it's not an easy sell. So in a way, this class really is a guide to sales and marketing practices. And we use, as Debbie had said, we use real-world examples to help with understanding of the concepts. And that really kind of solidifies kind of what we're trying to get across, and it makes it more real for students, is to really understand it. And that's our sales class.
Okay, good. Talk about 77 also, since you teach that one. Sorry.
Yeah, so 77 is, again, more of an advanced class. A lot of times, clients will walk into a travel agency and they have a specific idea where they want to go, and the travel counselor will hand them a brochure and talk about what's in the brochure. Great. But there are times when people are going on a vacation, going on a trip, but it doesn't match with any tour that exists. They want to do something unique, something different for them. And so this course really teaches you how to create your own tour for a customer. It's a customized tour for them. It is specific for them. and it goes through the process of how to do it, what to do, and all the concepts behind creating a tour.
Okay, and then Travel 95 is kind of the capstone course. It's generally offered in spring and taken, and most people will take it. It actually should be taken toward the very end of the program, either in your last semester or near the end, certainly after Travel 72. Some people do take it concurrently with Travel 72, especially the ones who want to get through the program a little faster, and they start in the spring. But if you're starting in the fall and you take Travel 72, then you could take Travel 95 in the spring, or anytime after you take Travel 72. It's really nice if you have both 72 and 76. When you get to 95, you'll be very well prepared. But people who try to take it, it doesn't have any prerequisites technically, but it's really difficult to just come in cold because we really do assume some travel knowledge for that one, just like Travel 77. Certain numbers of units for destination courses. So we offer several of them. The ones in yellow are being offered in the fall. These are a lot of fun because we really just go over places and we go over how to get there and what to do when you do get there, how to get around, what are the tourist attractions, what are the activities, and different types of clients, what would they like to do there. So matching clients to activities, to accommodations, they're really a lot of fun. And they really don't have any prerequisites, although if you take 72, then that's helpful. But there aren't really any prerequisites. So it's basically really focusing on the various destinations. North America is a little bit different. I teach that course, and it will be taught this fall. And one thing that I think most of the students really enjoy, you choose a destination. It's usually a city, a North American city, and you're expert of the week for that city. So that's a lot of fun. And then Europe, Chris teaches that generally in the spring. Both of those are full semester courses. So the entire semester for 74 and 75. The rest of them that are listed are 9-week courses. So sometimes we'll teach those back to back with each other. So 2 destinations together, so we will piece those together. So if you want to take a little shorter course, or you just need you need 1.5 units, these are ones that are fun to take. But they're on rotation. And 74 and 75 are usually offered once a year. These others, if you see one you like, you might want to take it because it may not be offered for a year and a half or maybe even 2 years. We have Hawaii, the Caribbean, South Pacific, which will be taught this fall, which will cover Australia, New Zealand, and a couple of South Pacific islands. We're not going to cover all the little South Pacific islands, but a couple of the more popular ones, and Mexico and Alaska. And I saw that someone asked about South America and Africa. We don't have that right now on our rotation.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, other courses on rotation that we need to go over are, here's 4 of them. And I'm going to start with group travel management, and then I'll let Chris take the rest of them since she teaches the rest of them. Group travel management, Travel 114, is a 9-week course, and it's basically focused on setting up group travel. And we'll be going over where do you find groups, what are groups, how do you market to groups, how do you promote your groups, how do you grow them. You don't have to start with a huge group. You can start with a small group. You can start with a small one, a group of maybe 10 or 15, depending on what either the cruise line or the tour company considers a group. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be going through booking groups through a tour company, through on a cruise, air, and a little bit of customization. So we'll be going through a lot of basic information about group travel. And it's really been, this course has been redesigned, and I think honestly any level could probably take this course right now, so that if you would like to take it and you want to take 72 and group travel, you could do that. I think it would be fine. So Chris?
Okay. Hold on one second. I'm just finishing up typing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hold on one second. Okay. All right. So the cruise class is, well, that's my favorite class. I love that class. The cruise class covers topics such as personality of ships and matching clients to cruises. If you think about cruises, and many of you have probably been on cruises, not everybody should go on every line, because it offers different things for different people. So we really go in and we talk about the personality of ships. We talk about the ship experience. We discuss the types of cruise lines and how cruises are sold. We spend a couple weeks talking about selling cruises. We discuss the cruise routes and ports of calls, the destinations that these cruise lines go to. Incorporated into that is geography. We discuss the cruise terminology, life on board, and just kind of give you an all-around feeling of what each line has to offer customers. And because when a client comes in and they want to go on a cruise, it's your job to qualify these clients and figure out which would be the best cruise line for them, specific to them. So that's what we try and do.
Okay.
The next one, Travel 130, is the home-based travel launching your business. And as I mentioned, this is the first of 2 home-based courses, specific home-based courses. And the first one this particular one is all about you. It's about trying to figure out, is owning a home-based business, is that a good decision for you? And what are you trying to do with your home-based business? So we kind of look at you into the mix of owning the business. We also look at what it takes to run a home-based business. Some of the topics that we discuss is creating a business around your passion. You don't want to be you don't want to be a generalist. You want to figure out what it is that you enjoy and then focus in your business. So we talked about finding a travel niche. We discussed giving tips on finding the best host agency. And a host agency is one in which you run your business as a partner through another travel company, so that you're not all by yourself in running your business. So we talk about a host agency. And then we discuss about creating your own business, starting with choosing a name. You don't want to have a name like Nancy's Travel, because Nancy's Travel doesn't mean anything. It might mean something to your friends, but your scope of clients is going to be beyond just your friends. So at that point, Nancy doesn't mean anything. So we talk about naming your business, and that's how kind of we start with this first course. The next one is the success factors, which is really the kind of the nuts and bolts of running the business. We go into a lot more depth about how to run the business, and we talk about some of the resources that you will be using and what you can use to run your business. We discuss marketing, because marketing is a huge part of running your own business. How do you get clients? I mean, that's huge. We also talk about business planning. I know people kind of don't like to talk about creating a business plan, but we create a business plan. And by the end of the course, you'll have created a business plan. We talk about risk management. You need to understand some of the laws that will affect you, some of the the licenses that you need, and we discussed, if you're going to run a business out of your home, is there a local business license that you need? Does your HOA, if you're in the development, does your HOA allow for a business, even a business that might not have people walking in and out of your house? So we kind of talk about that. We talked about protecting your business and some travel waivers and just kind of all, again, kind of the real nuts and bolts of running a business and being a professional. And again, it will be a business. It's not really a hobby at this point. If you want to make money, and this is how you're going to do it. So that's kind of the things that we talked about.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And I've been hearing some background noise. So if anyone is on the phone, if you're listening on the phone, the way to mute your phone is to press *6, and then we won't be able to hear any background noise coming through your phone. So if you're on your phone, could you just press *6 to mute your individual line?
And you'll still be able to hear. You just won't be able to.
Yeah. We just won't hear anything like if your dog goes through the house or something like that. So we're on to counseling and advising. For further information, you can email me or you can email Chris, which is cmcgill@losmedanos.edu. And take a look at our webpage. We have a lot of this information. Really, all of this information is on our webpage. Mm-hmm. So here's the link to our travel webpage. If you are interested in obtaining an AS degree, and if you already have general ed requirements and you want to find out if they meet the requirements for the AS degree, then make an appointment with a counseling office. Send in your transcript, and once they receive your transcript, then they'll be able to counsel you on what courses you need.
Yeah.
Professional designations from the Travel Institute. We are a member school of the Travel Institute, and although when we were a face-to-face program, we provided a service. We proctored some of these designations. So some of the tests that you take to get a designation and certification from the Travel Institute. But since we're fully online now, we just want to let everybody know that, especially for the destination courses, and the destination courses, you are also, if you want to, and most people want to because it's included as part of the charge if you buy your textbook from the Travel Institute. The testing is covered by what you pay for the book. So let's say you want to be a destination specialist for Hawaii. You can do that. It's very easy to get your own proctor, and we can help you with what they require. We can give you a contact into the Travel Institute. So we do prepare for destination specialists through our destination specialist courses. Also, if you've heard of the TAP test, it's a travel agent proficiency test. It's kind of like a basic certification that says, I have the basic knowledge to work in travel. That is also given through the Travel Institute, and most of our students will take it in their last semester or after they've completed the program. It's loosely based on the book that we use for Travel 72 and 76 for introduction and for sales. And we also recommend finishing at least one DS destination specialist course before taking it. You can go through the whole program and then take it. You can take it at any time. But the benefits of taking it happen that it's nationally recognized, and it also may decrease the time requirements for earning the IOTAN card. And I don't know if you haven't heard of the IOTAN card, you can go to this website. But basically, this is the card that identifies you as a bona fide seller of travel, so that you can get travel industry discounts, you can go on FAM tours and so forth. So it shows that you're, the real thing. And they require, in order to get that card, usually there's a waiting period, and then you have to actually make so much money, and you'll see that on the website. So much money on your W-2 or your 1099 in order to qualify for the card. Other professional certifications as you move into the industry, these are more extensive programs, but just so you're aware, there's a Certified Travel Associate for frontline travel consultants and a CTC, Certified Travel Counselor, which is kind of like a master's level for travel counselors. And that's all offered through the Travel Institute. If you want more information about the certification, about the Travel Institute itself, this is their website. We do try to help with career placement and with internships. Internships are limited. As we have scattered, our students are scattered now, so it's not, and not everyone is local. And so it used to be a little bit easier when there were more brick and mortar agencies. We did more placement of formal internships. That's not to say that you can't go out and arrange your own internship wherever you are, because our students do that, and we'll give you, information on doing that, how that can be done, and suggestions and so forth. But you would be asked to investigate and get your own host agency to do any internships. What we have done, though, is we do keep a database of our students, alumni, our graduates, people who are working, and we can match you. We can try to match up. We do get contacted by various travel agencies, by the owners, either in the Bay Area, the local area, and outside of the local area, and wanting to know about our students. They want recommendations of students who might be ready to work in a traditional travel agency. And we just recently did place one of our graduates in a local traditional agency. What we're hearing is that traditional agencies are busy now. They are hiring. They're hiring people who have our certificates, who have knowledge, who have the basic foundation to sell travel. So things are happening in the industry, and things are getting to be pretty active. In fact, we can't always find someone that has all the requirements for what an owner wants. But we will do our best through our database and through keeping in touch with our students and with our graduates. Other professional opportunities. There's opportunities with traditional agencies. We do hear about them. We do try to make matches. We do try to arrange those matches. Some of our students, our graduates, don't work in travel agencies. We had a recent graduate who's in Southern California and went to work for a well-known tour company. So it's not just travel agencies or home-based agencies. There's a variety of things that you can do after you get your certificate.
And we have also,
we've
had students in May, the cruise lines start hiring for the Alaska season up in Seattle and up in Alaska. So we do have students who go up there for kind of the summer and get a lot of experience, firsthand experience. So that's also quite nice.
That's right. That's another possibility. There's opportunity to attend industry conferences. We'll let you know about that. Not just the one in Las Vegas. There are some other local ones and some other ones that we share that information. There's also a variety of webinars and so forth that will share that information with you. Sometimes we have guest participants who will come into our classes and participate in the discussion board. You can ask them questions and so forth. And networking. So sometimes someone will have a question about, say, I'm considering these two host agencies. I don't know, I have questions. I don't know what to do. And so, you'll go to Chris or myself, and we have a database. We try to keep up with our graduates as much as possible, and we know what they're doing, so we often can match up a graduate with someone who's trying to make a decision and say, well, go talk to this person and see what they think, because they're actually doing what you say you want to do. So here's our website again. It has all the information basically that we've talked about today. So that's a good resource. And we do have a fan page. We do have a page on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, go on your page and search for Los Medanos Travel Students, Alumni, and Friends, and like us. And we post things there. You can watch for, and please feel free to post your own comments as well. We love it because that creates activity and that gets it looked at more, and so we like that. Yeah. So in conclusion, our students, instructors, and professional participants are resourceful and enthusiastic. I don't think you'll find more enthusiasm in any program than the travel program. I really don't. I can't believe you would. There's an awful lot of enthusiasm here about travel, and it's very exciting, it's challenging, it's fascinating, and we want to help you be part of it. You really will join a group of people who are from such diverse places in education, in their careers, doing many, many different things. It's so interesting, all different ages, but the one thing we all have in common is we love to travel. We love travel. We love travel as a subject. We love to do it. Most of us love to plan it. That's how we got here. So I think you'll find yourself in a really great group of people. Chris, did you have anything?
No, I absolutely agree. I think this is a fabulous place. If you are just starting out a career, this is a great job. And if this is a second career for you, it is a great transition into something that's fun. I mean, maybe your previous job was stressful, and this is a fun job. It is, most of the time you don't really think of it as a job. You think of it as just being excited and being happy for somebody that's planning their trip. So it's exciting, and I hope you do join us.
Did you want to? I think I know what you're going to add. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, a couple questions came up. First, what was the cost of the program? So I don't even know. How much are the units now? 20? No.
I think it's $46 per unit. $46 per unit for a California resident. It's more for out of state. But what you do is you go to the Los Medanos website, go to the A to Z index, click on T for tuition and fees, and that'll give you the information. But basically, if you're a California resident and you do the whole program, the Certificate of Achievement, basically that's going to cost you for the whole thing under $1,000 plus the textbooks. So it's really quite inexpensive as compared to a lot of other programs. And I think you'll definitely get your money's worth. And someone had a question about the textbook. Our textbooks all of our textbooks come from the Travel Institute. Some of them have been very recently revised, and we'll usually tell you which ones they're from. We probably will not find the current version used, but some of them, such as the one that we use for Travel 72 and 76, you probably will be able to find those used. So we generally say go to the Travel Institute, because then you will have also paid for any certification, like a destination special certification. If you buy it, you'll have to pay extra for that if you want to do that. And I say, does the cost include financial aid? Again, go to that A to Z index and type in F for financial aid. There is financial aid available, as there are in all the public institutions. You probably have to fill out a FAFSA, but the financial aid people could answer that question.
Yeah. There was a question.
Yes, I did hear some background noise.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. There was a question about hours, and how long it takes for each course, and I think that's a really good question to ask, because it will, I think, determine how many classes that you enroll in. this is a college. These are college courses, and we do expect college performance. Basically, our classes are not. They're not slam dunk. I'm going to get an A and walk away. They're not. They are work. If you are coming to us and we are training you, then we expect you to do some work. And so, in that regard, how many hours? Debbie, you always put a formula to.
Yeah, and I just want to add one thing about that too, about the work. You know, it is a professional program, and we want our students to be professional. And our reputation is at stake as well. So we want to make sure that the people coming out of our program are knowledgeable and that they're professional. So, and I'm sure anyone sitting in on this now, you've done the extra work, you've spent the extra time to be with us, and I would imagine that you would be in that. You would be professional. But some people do say, oh, it's an online course and it's travel, so it must be pretty easy. But, well, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you keep up with it, it's fine. It's not, it's very fine, but you do need to keep up with it because it's online. It takes a lot of organization. Let's see, hours per week. We usually use as a real general guideline for any course, for any online course, is you would expect to put in 6 to 9 hours per week for for reading and assignments for each course. So that's just, that's just a rough outline of what, it's sort of an estimate. Some weeks won't be as much, some weeks might be more, if you have a major assignment and you put it off.
Yeah. Yeah, the other question was, how does the online classes work?
I'm still hearing background noise, so if anyone is on the phone if you could mute your phone, that's a *6.
Yeah. Yeah. It is noisy.
So did you want to answer this question, Chris?
No, go ahead. You can do it.
Oh, no. Okay, the actual online lessons work. Basically, we set up our courses so that they're paced, just like they would be in a face-to-face class. They're paced on a weekly basis, and usually weekly. There's a lot of noise here still.
I know.
Their video microphone might be one. It might be. If you're on the phone, or even if your video, turn down those sliders at the top. Turn them all the way, because otherwise there's going to be feedback and all kinds of noise. So if you can push those sliders to the left, those blue sliders all the way to the left. Okay. We'll see if that works.
Yeah.
So the online courses, they're paced, but you do not have to be online at any certain time. We do have deadlines. We do have due dates. We expect our students to be very active in the discussion board. We use our discussion boards a lot. So generally we expect people to be online, check in about 3 times a week. Post set comments to the discussion board and check and see if there's been any news items posted and so forth. But there is not any particular time when you're required to be online with everybody else.
Within 1 week.
Within 1 week.
But within a week, you need to come in about every three days.
Right. About every 3 days, like alternate days. Like if we open our course on Tuesday morning, then you might want to come in on Tuesday, check out all the assignments, then come in again on maybe even Thursday, and then maybe on the weekend, and then maybe, one other day if you want. But about 3 days per week is what we expect.
Yeah.
For you to, and that's what it really takes to keep up with everything, because they're being posted all the time. It's like it is a discussion forum. So if you've ever seen the online forums, it's just that those are posted all the time. It's asynchronous is what it's called.
Yeah.
So the other one thing I wanted to mention is when you go in, and someone asked about when does the semester start? It starts August 17th. If you haven't already applied for admission to the college, Los Medanos College, you can do that fully online. It usually it's about a 24-hour turnaround, and you'll get maybe 24 to 48 hours. You'll get a student ID number, and you should also get some information about registering at that time. You can do it all online, and the one thing you might find is I think our courses, last time I checked, all of them had at least one slot left, but they are getting full. But for those of you who have taken the time and spent the time with us to learn about the program, we know you're serious. So if a course is closed and you want to take it, email either Chris or myself, whoever is the teacher for that course, and ask us for a late add code. And we'll do our very best to get you in that course. And this also, we are recording this, so I'll send all of you the link to the archived version in case you want to review it. So I don't see any lingering questions that we didn't answer, I don't think.
I think we have.
But please feel free to email us if you do have a question at all. We are here to help you out. We would love to see you in our classes.
Okay.
So I hope this has been helpful. The deadline, Jennifer says the deadline to register, you can register, I'm not sure there is the first day of class is August 17th, so you definitely want to do it now, as soon as possible. Well, not register, to apply for admission. And then to register, anytime before the first day of class. But we'll be sending out information about our classes, about the textbooks and so forth, so you don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope this has been helpful. And again, hope to see most of you in our classes this fall.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you for taking the time to join us.
Thank you.
Okay. So do not get books yet. If you want to know which books are required for courses, email us and we'll let you know. We'll give you the link to the Travel Institute has a link to order textbooks right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Recording going off.